Last week, Arros was about to take a fireball to the face. Will this aid or hinder the success of consuming the entire city of Buckland into the orb that Jack is holding? Find out today on Dungeon Boys.
Arros, it is your turn. Flying beyond Grim at this point. Flying towards you. It's your turn now. For purely cinematic effect, is there anything that you want to try for to see what you can do about this fireball?
Can I go in front of it?
You absolutely can.
I will do that.
Okay.
Way over your head.
This is a bit of a test, maybe. Arros jumps in front of the fireball, placing himself in front of it and spreading his arms out wide. Grim is now outside of the 20-foot range. He's spitting blood and charred phlegm all over the place from his injuries. Arros, sacrificing for his new friend, stands in front of the fireball, but it explodes before it hits you.
Oh yeah, well, I can do Clung Strong.
You got the armor.
He already used it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, for the explosion?
Yeah, he already used the Krong Strong thing. So taking one explosion before, the fireball explodes before it gets there. As you wince to take the fireball, knowing that it may consume you completely, it explodes right before it gets there. Because you cast Spirit Guardians, and forming an arrow-shaped shield in front of you by about 5 feet are all your little impish Spirit Guardians, and they're all facing you. And they take the fireball and it explodes. And just, there's just enough shield of the heat to go around your body. And so you're only going to take like a quarter of the damage of this fireball that's exploding as your Spirit Guardian spell ends. If they're all consumed by the fire, I'm taking liberties. This is my house. This is my D&D house. It explodes. And your sacrifice is aided by your Spirit Guardian. So we're going to roll damage for this fireball and see what happens.
And see, for a minute there, I thought it was going to be like the fireball dissipates and Torx was there to take the
I was kind of hoping something like that. But Keith, I'd also like, I know combat's going kind of long now, but...
Yeah. Nah, it's all fun.
What motivation do we have on these Spirit Guardians? Is this like... Did their eyes go blank and it's like they must obey this? Like this is a pre-programmed thing? Did they want to do this?
Yeah, I'm picturing like a wall of them forming in the shape of arrows. They're looking back at him and making eye contact, and one of them in the middle, right where his heart would be, raises up a thumb and like winks at him, like almost knowing like we're just a spell. We'll be back. And then but they just fry away as they give him like a knowing. We got you, buddy.
That's cool.
As it blows up.
It's that Terminator hand.
Well, somebody just roll 8d6 for me.
It's 8d6.
You're going to take half, by the way.
Actually,
not a quarter. Half is crazy talk.
It roll, so 8d6.
8d6, buddy.
That's a d8.
Oh, 8.
Hey,
oh,
sorry,
shoot.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong. What am I saying? Yeah, 8d6. I'm right.
Yeah, no, you're good.
8d6. That's 4. 4.
Just
6.
Yeah. Well, no, just give me the total of 8d6.
He can't.
I can't.
He can't do that? He can't roll 8d6 at a time?
Yeah, you can.
We can. Well, I don't know if you
Somebody do it.
He doesn't know how.
By this time, I could have done it myself. Sorry.
I got you. So 8d6?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a d8.
The cool moment is
I got
passing.
26.
26. John, you take 13 damage.
We like that better.
You take 13 damage from the fireball, but you're knocked backwards off your feet, and you go sliding and rolling, right, bumping up next to Jack.
So 13?
13 damage, yes.
Question for the DM. This explosion.
Yes.
Did it knock any of those missing teeth any closer to Jack?
Sure. No, actually, no. It would have knocked in the other direction. But it didn't. Grim, you feel intense heat on your back, but it's not enough to hurt. But at this point, you're turned around looking, and you just, for what you can see, it looks like Arros just took a full fireball. And he's run. He's not back, and you're prone on the ground, by the way.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, we're gonna call you prone.
Oh, that's stupid, but probably fair.
I mean, yeah, I gave.
It's fair. It's fair.
I gave the party some leeway here in this one. Grim, it is your turn. The orc mage yet lives.
Wait, my action was me to move.
What?
If it had hit me, I would have survived number 1 probably. Because I survived the bomb, which is like a double fireball.
I don't think you got hit by any of that.
But your conscience would be disrupted.
The bomb.
Yeah.
That bomb. Sorry. Yeah.
But
that one. Yeah.
If I did die, I would turn to stone for a set number of days, and I could not take my thumb off the button.
So, just the 4 of you appear in space, just holding the rock. Thank goodness.
Well,
so Carl shows up. Well, that's one way to solve the problem.
Yeah, this is quite a time paradox. Anyway, you are prone, and it is Grim's turn.
I do not stay turned around long enough to see Arros like prone.
Yeah.
Just I see fireball and then I turn back. In my rage, I'm gonna take the shield that is in my left hand and I'm gonna just drive it straight into like the jaw of the mage.
That's his weak spot now. It's broken.
It's hanging.
Oh no!
I'm gonna do reckless attack as well.
Okay.
26 to hit.
20. Why don't you just go ahead and roll damage on that one?
Okay. 17 damage.
All right. The shield. You plunge the shield through his teeth, through his jaw, and you rip. When you pull it out, the bottom half of his brain stem comes out on it.
I eat it.
And he falls. he falls like his mouth and jaw is agape. His eyes are like crossed and rolled backwards and upside down, and he just falls down. You do take the fire damage though from that punch, and as the cool image I have in my head of this orc is on fire as he dies, and when he falls back and his head slams against the ground, all the fire just dissipates and goes down and hits the ground. But you do take 2d8 fire damage.
It won't be enough.
So this is like that cool like end of
6.
a Power Rangers battle where the Megazord turns around and the monster falls over and there's fireworks.
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
Roman candles.
If you want to cheapen my imagery, Josh, of course, that's you want to cheapen the imagery.
Oh no.
I just want to know what an orc brainstem is worth on the black market.
It's pretty well ruined.
Root.
What do you do? He's dead. Do you do anything else?
Yes, I am going to move. I am at exhaustion level 2 because Grim's been raging
hard
like a mother. So he's going to.
I also hastened you.
Hastened.
Yeah, so I think that's one.
Hastened and raged.
I think that's it. So he's going to. He's only got 20 feet of movement speed. So he's just gonna turn and trudge back toward Arros.
Okay.
As much as he can.
All right, you moving? That'll be it for you, Arlo. Jack staying where they're at. Bada bing. Torque turning to orc number 2, barely standing on his 2 legs. All of his friends are dead. Orc number 2 has been sliced all to heck. Torque is gonna walk over there, slam his sword in the ground.
Hopefully.
Take his shirt off.
Not take his shirt off. He's going to grab the orc by his head and snap the orc's neck. And it falls to the ground.
That was a really good one.
And combat is over.
Dope.
Woo!
I'm going to keep walking to Arros.
Okay. All right, so now combat is over at this point. We're just going to call that donezo. We're out of combat. We're going to move. You can move as you wish for now. There's a fire burning on the grass. I'll get to you, Josh. That's all right.
Well, I was going to say there's 2 people who can't move as they wish right now.
Right. There's a little fire burning in the grass. Not big. It's going to put itself out. Grim is heading towards Arros. Arros has rolled up against Jack, and he's facing the battlefield. I know you're not dead or anything, but that's just the last place you were, is laying on the ground. On the other side of Jack is Arlo, leaned up against him with his hat pulled down. And then Kate is pulling her sword out of the body of an orc she just killed. And Torque is kicking the body of the orc that he just one good kick that makes sure he's dead after he snapped that orc's neck. So do as you please.
On your way, are you like stepping across?
As soon as Grim is on talking area where he can hear me as I talk, I'm going to say, "Do you need healing?"
I got you, bro. Grim laughs at that, and he like reaches down, and with whatever strength he has left, he's gonna like grab you by the scruff and like pick you up, and then he's gonna also use his healing hands. What's it called? Yeah, healing hands. You're gonna get back 11 health.
I can totally heal you, but you're gonna have to move my arms because they're broken.
I can heal you, but
yeah. So funny thing, Grim does that, and I've got 14 health left.
Oh shoot!
So I'm going down. You like he's gonna pick you up, and he's gonna like as he's doing that, he's gonna drop to his knees, and he's gonna be like, "You did good," and then he falls over. I'm just gonna lay here for a while.
Wait, so you pick me up and then you fall?
Yeah.
Okay.
He picked you up to your feet.
Yeah.
You're standing there.
Oh.
Yeah, picked you. Yeah.
Okay.
He's
got your health stuff a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit, as much
You
as
get one eyebrow back.
And then I guess hopefully that's going to be our only battle. I'm going to use Cure Wounds.
So.
And then that is going to be. Ooh, so it can be
John.
While he's calculating. To anybody at home playing the home game.
So that's 2.
Anybody looking on YouTube, it just totally looked like our DM Keith just reached into the void and grabbed a gallon jug of Milo's tea out of nowhere. I'm looking at the screen and he reaches over and grabs it and it's like, what just happened?
Thank you, kind viewer.
Yeah, it's not actually on any of the screens somehow.
Deal with it.
I'm gonna throw up.
What you?
You gain 13 life.
Whoa!
Torque and Kate run over to you. Torque is brushing himself off and trying to make sure that he's checking Kate, make sure she's not bleeding too profusely. But Kate runs over to Arlo, runs over to Grim, and says, Are you both all right? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm tired. I don't think I can do this again for a few hours.
Okay. All right. She reaches down to Arlo and she grabs you by like that same the scruff of your shirt that Grim just pulled you up by, and she pulls you forward and like swats your back a couple times. You're on fire a little bit, but it's okay.
Arrows?
What I said?
You said
Arlo.
I meant Arrows. She pulls you forward. She pulls you forward and swats your back a little bit. Okay, the fire's out.
Thank you.
She says, "Do you hear that?" And she motions to the... Dang, got the hiccups. She motions to the sound of a podcaster's worst nightmare. She motions toward the battle that's still ensuing down there, and she says, "Torque and I have to go help, but you have to stay here and protect Jack." She's emotional.
She shook up.
Yeah.
She's part chicken.
You have to protect Jack until this process is finished, okay?
Understood.
She grabs you because you are like, you spent the most time with her or whatever, and you're a kid. She knows Grim can handle himself, and she says, "If I don't see you again, I want you to know you did really, really good. And if I do see you again, I hope you put us in the right spot, okay?"
Okay.
But if I don't see you again, this is a dope sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it.
And she does say, she picks up your sword and she says, "You mind if I use this for the rest of the day?"
Sure.
Thanks. And she turns and she grabs Torque and she says, "We gotta go." And
Kate.
Yeah, yes, Grim.
You don't happen to have a potion, do you?
She pats herself. She says, "I don't have one." Or she says, I think I'm out. I was going to try to grab some from one of the shops on the way. Just run in and see if I could grab one. Torque, do you have one? He says,
Jack has one, but you're gonna have to go fishing.
I don't think I know that though.
Torque says, I have this one little vial that we have left. Here, take it. You
It's
fought
chunky.
well. Gimme.
Eat the vial and all.
And he
Like
says,
the hot dog man.
You just
Yeah,
swallow
that's
it
what
and
it
you
is.
just like crush it.
Yeah, you got the 13 health, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
I got it back. Thank you.
Torque also says, "Thank you for taking care of my wife, and thank you for taking care of my family, and I guess the rest of the world in this whole town. Like she said, put us in the right spot, okay?"
You got it, bro.
And he turns and he motions to, tell her to come
Jack
on.
gives
And
him a thumbs up.
Every 10 seconds we have a character moment, but between that's 2 minutes of us riffing on the character moment.
Sorry, continue.
The two of them run off, and Arros and Grim, you are now alone in a pile of orc bodies, a pile of gold knock viscera, a pile of rocks created by an exploded stone golem. Alone together for a moment.
I want to loot the bodies.
What are you looking for?
Whatever they got. Any valuables.
There are great axes galore.
I want to check the mage, not magic. Mage.
Oh, you want organs? Do you need an extra organs?
I need a couple lung. Yeah, because Grim does sell the weapons, so I take all that. A cup of lung. A cup of lungs.
Come on, a cup of lung.
You search the pockets of the orc mage, and he wasn't carrying any weapons or anything like that. He only brought his magic. But in the pocket of one of his robes, you pull out a small piece of parchment, which has a drawing on it, and it's the drawing of an orcish lady.
All these orcs I kill always has like this sad moment. Like, what the heck?
It doesn't really. I'm just joking.
Oh, really?
This orc's not married.
Yeah.
He doesn't have anything of value. I mean, these guys don't typically go to war with anything of much value. I would say this orc, you do grab his pouch of coins inside his jacket. I worded it as best as I could, Bryce. Don't move.
I was trying to get Xena, so I didn't need you to look over. Grab his coin brands.
He's got like 50 gold pieces in there that you pull off the orc mage's body. The other orcs probably had 10 gold apiece on them. If Grim is looting the rest of them while you search the orc mage.
I'm looting as much as I can.
So together you guys probably get 50 from the mage and then 10 from the other 6. So that'd be 60 from the 6 and 50, whoever gets what. As far as weapons, each of the orcs had a great axe and several javelins.
Sweet.
Along with them.
Arros, do you mind if I take the weapons?
I'm not going to use them.
Excellent.
Thanks.
So, yeah, I'm just loading up. Well,
you've got a bundle of firewood.
Well, no, I've got Mimic.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
He's got the bag of holding.
I can carry a person for like 3 hours.
Yeah. Until they need to breathe.
Nah. So,
I'm going to go back.
Javelins.
They all had 2.
Dope.
But there's a couple on the ground
2
somewhere.
spears.
Oh, yeah, and an axe handle.
So,
Yeah.
Well, the axe handle's sentimental.
So yeah, I've been going back through all the dungeon boys. I've kind of stopped recently, but there's a bunch of stuff that no one ever specifically said they put it down. So he's carrying like a broken axe handle and 2 spears, and they were like the Kinku spears though, so they're tiny spears, yeah. Really big arrows.
All right. While the battle is there anything? Were you about to say something, Arros?
I'm gonna go back to where the imps died and just say a quick thank you, like whisper thank you, and then go back to Jack and Arto.
Okay. They don't have any bodies or anything there. They were like vaporized, and they're part of the spell, so they dissipated. But that location could be special to you, so that's fine. That's good. Around about this time, as you guys are looting, the battle is continuing down there. It does seem to be dying down a little bit. The clanging and it's there's still plenty of fighting, but you know how there's that initial clash, and then the fight tends to spread and separate in these battles. Of course, you guys did a fantastic job of getting the ships of troops that were coming there to take you out off track, and so you probably won't have to worry about those troops. The outer edge of the orb is ever expanding, Jack. And at this point, Arlo stretches his arms out.
Woo! Well, that was a good nap.
I punch him and say, "Go back to sleep." No, don't.
I go into a coma. It doesn't open. It doesn't end. It just everlasting.
What if we only did things we did? Just for a little while. Myself included.
I'm doing my thing.
I know. True. All right, so Arlo, you're awake. You have woken up.
Yep, and that's what I said.
The first thing he sees is a sizzled Arros.
Well, yeah. What you as the first thing you see is you're facing east. So you see some farms. You see some pretty. The only thing out of the ordinary that you see is like a bunch of rocks that have rolled through this area, and some of them are covered in blood. But you don't see all the carnage that happened behind you. But you're free to move about the cabin as you please.
That was actually what I did. I woke up. What did I miss?
A lot.
Nothing.
Don't lie to him. You missed a lot. We killed some people. Some other people died. You knew the plan, right? You were there for that. What Duncan and I were doing.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think that was my plan.
We sort of succeeded.
No.
So
how you
thanks
sort of
for
succeed?
that. Well, my goal was that the boats would be completely destroyed. Didn't happen. I mean, technically, all in all, we did destroy one boat, quote unquote.
All right.
But no, we did good, and it's due in no small part to you. So thanks for that. Now, can you heal me? Because as you can see, I'm quite bruised and beaten.
Like sagging a little bit on one side.
At this point is where you turn to speak to Grimright, and you see the carnage. You see an exploded stone golem. You see a dead mage with his brain ripped out. You see a bunch of orcs lying on the ground dead. You see the blood, trails of blood everywhere. You see 2 white trails of blood leading back towards the battlefield. Jack is still sitting there with his hand on the button. You take it all in.
Uh-huh.
You said I could take a level of fighter while I was doing this, right?
I think maybe I did.
I feel like you did.
If I did, I did.
Fighter at some point.
Uh-huh. How I was asleep for a while. Look, I think y'all gonna have to fill me in on stuff. Who needs healing?
Graham.
Both of us, probably.
I'm at most of my full health. So...
I feel fine.
Yeah.
Like one finger turned backwards on one hand. All right, so you said you're at like full health.
I'm at most of more than half of health.
Okay, So I'm gonna do mass cure wounds. So it's a 60-foot range. So if Kate and Torque are still within that little bit of range, then we're good. A wave of healing energy washes out from a point of your choice within range. My point is me.
Yeah.
Choose up to 6 creatures in a 30-foot radius sphere centered on that point. Each target regains hit points equal to 3d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Excuse me.
Has no effect on undead or constructs. So 13.
There you go. Both of you take some 13 healies.
Were Kate and Torch within that?
They've already they left and then they started looting, so they've gotten into that fight.
Gotcha.
They could be dead.
So both of y'all get a little bit of them healths back. So
thank you, much appreciated.
Yeah, that's not a problem right there. But how we doing on schedule wise? Jack, how we doing?
His eyes are white and glossy over.
Don't touch it. While he's doing that, I'm gonna drink the vial that what's his face gave me.
Okay.
What's it?
It's a potion. I know there's what are the different levels of healing? It's a medium. It's not the smallest. It's the medium one.
Strawberry flavor.
Yeah.
Those are the good ones.
4. Let me see. I don't know. I don't remember.
It's a medium juice.
Is it adventuring gear? Potion. No, it's not an adventuring gear.
But at this point, you guys can see, because remember we talked about you guys, I think, being able to see a little bit of this hazy radius that was going outward. You can see it moving, and it's almost to the point where it needs to be. It's made it to flag 2, Jack. There towards the end of the battle. I think while you were peeing, I didn't say it, but you've made it to flag 2. If you were to release the button,
I heard that's the flag that'll just get the field, right?
No, sorry. So the first flag that you saw, that's what we talked about. The first flag was the one that would just get the field.
Okay.
You have now made it to flag 2. If you were to let go, you're in between right now at this point as they're having these conversations. The battle is, no one else is approaching you, and the thing is expanding and expanding and expanding, and you're getting close to that third flag. So if you let it go now, you would take much of what you need. But of course, if you get it to the third flag, hopefully everyone who's fighting in the battle on the inside of the city walls will be consumed, and life will be good, and you won't accidentally leave anyone behind.
So while Grim is doing that, I'm going to just tell Orlo that what happened to everything while he was asleep. Just tell him that we got...
Do it!
Surprise attack. What is... Not surprise attack. What is it?
Ambushed?
Yeah, we got ambushed. The Gornoks helped me. They exploded. I don't know how. Do I know how?
They were wielding planium rocks, and whenever they smashed it against the stone golem, they blew up.
They did that. They were wheeling planium crystals?
Rocks.
Rocks, and they hit it, and everything, not everything, but most of the enemies exploded, so all we had to do was just deal with 6 enemies, correct? 6?
Yes.
We
just talk to him, John. You got it. You can do it.
We basically killed all the enemies. I got a little burnt. Grim, I think, is fine now. Since you healed him, I healed him. And I think that's it. Mostly. Kate, Torque is going back to the main battle.
Torque has issues.
Torque, we gotta watch that one.
Torque and Kate is back to the main battle, and I think that's it.
Okay. So, and both of you guys are like right there with me, right? Mm-hmm. So, I want to reach out and put a hand on both of them and just kind of bring them in for like a little hug. I'm like, y'all really held everything together.
Mm-hmm.
We tried our best.
Did you said you got one of the ships, right?
The equivalent of like 1.5 ships is gone.
But there's still some more of them coming, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they're here. Just judging from the sounds of battle, it seems like things are kind of going a little bit slower now. But yeah, I mean, I assume more are coming. I haven't actually left. I mean, we can head that way, or you can stay here. I mean, someone should stay here to guard Jack, but I kind of do want to go see what's going on down there.
And Arros, you said there's a main battle?
Yeah, they're behind those walls, and I point at it. Behind those walls, there is a battle going on. I can't give you that much details. All I know is that people are fighting.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
It's down here in the town, right at this gate.
So it would be beyond. I'm just RPing.
Yeah, it would be beyond those. I guess that's for John's information.
I got you.
So beyond the town.
It sounds like it's dialing down, but we don't know who's actually winning.
And I want to turn around. I want to like pat Jack on the head. So he's so he's down for the count right now,
huh? Correct.
Yeah.
How much longer are we talking?
I don't know.
Hours, maybe.
Days.
Dang it!
Probably not days. Hopefully not days.
Yeah, hopefully not days. But I don't know.
Is there a visible circle on their side?
Yeah, there's a kind of a hazy. It's getting more difficult for you to see way on out there, but that's kind of what I was saying is that if you guys look really closely, you could kind of follow the edge of this circle that's going out. It's almost there. Like you're watching the last little ticks of the loading bar go by, just like Jack is inside of his bubble. That it seems as though within moments everything that needs to be absorbed could be.
Gotcha. Well, Grim, you want to head off into battle?
I'm just going to check it out just in case, our side is losing. But someone needs to stay here. I don't have much to offer in the way of protection for Jack as you do. You can cover a wide area on your own.
Yeah.
I think I would be better served going down and investigating. So you and Arros can stay here, and I'll just go head down and see what's what.
Arros, you wanna head up the wall, see what you got, or you want to stay here?
I think I'll stay here for right now.
All right. Tell you what, why don't you stay here? I'm gonna head up the wall, see what it looks like. I'll be right back.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Jack,
I really need to come to that.
you keep on looking pretty.
But Jack, while as they are turning around to leave, a sensation is added to your senses. It was just the smell. It was just the smell of rock and crispy blood, and the crisp air around you. But now, you smell a little bit of the ocean breeze. You can hear muffled. You can hear the muffled sounds of birds calling. You can hear the muffled sounds of battle continuing to be fought down on that end of the orb. But you can tell that the...
And Arros, you went with Arlo, right?
No.
No.
How far away is the ocean?
Why?
This is going to cut a sphere out, right?
Yeah. It'll be okay.
Are we going to fall 300 meters?
You're overthinking it.
To our demise? Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. Overthinking that part.
All right.
But you smell the ocean.
Nice.
Your radius has surpassed that which it was desired to hold.
Sweet. I'm going to give it about 5 more minutes. I want to get some, fish and stuff up in there. Because, these people definitely, they're going to need food. They're going to need food up in there.
Okay. You got a whole forest and a farm and everything.
Yeah. They might want some fish. This is a coastal town. Fish is what they do.
Okay.
That is true.
It makes sense to me.
Get a couple of
boats. 10 more minutes. Get a couple
That's
flounder. Fine. If I see a marlin, we're hitting the button before the marlin gets back out of the circle.
All right. So 10 more minutes.
Suck up half of Undersea Kingdom.
Arros is standing watch, gripping his sword tightly. How quickly are y'all moving towards this battle?
I just wanted to climb up on the wall and just see what's happening.
Okay.
If there's anything that I can do to lend magical assistance.
Right. So what I'm asking is how quickly are you trying to get there? It's far away, and I'm deciding how long 10 minutes is going to be.
This is the middle of battle. I am double timing.
Y'all sprinting?
Yeah.
I can't sprint. My sprint's 40 feet. I'll move as quickly as that.
Okay, so you guys are moving. It's a good long ways there. We'll say that you guys make it to town and are rounding the corner by the time 10 minutes has passed. You round the corner, you can see at the gate, you can see there's bodies everywhere. There's plenty of townspeople gripping their weapons dead on the ground, but there's just as many, if not more, orcs and orc mages and some of their siege weapons there at the gate. You can see that the gate had been broken into, but there's a huge battle happening just underneath that gate. There are orcs fighting. You can see Duncan is leading people from the top of the wall. He's firing his crossbow. They're trying to beat him back. There are more orcs on the other side of the gate than there are on the inside. There are a few stragglers on the inside, but they're pushing back. They're pushing back. As the radius is beyond them, you can see that they're all safely within the circle or whatever. But also you can see that there's some enemies within that radius as well, as the fight is continuing to go.
Is the radius getting close to reinforcements or anything?
It's got some in there, but there's ships aren't there or anything.
Okay, cool.
But that's what you see when you round the corner to see what's going on, as the 10 minutes that Jack requested has passed.
Bing!
He lets go. He lets go. When Jack lets go of the orb, he opens his eyes and he is now seated at the bottom of a huge crater. A crater that to sea level now would be, many hundreds of yards up. A crater, you're now sitting at the bottom of it. Arros is not falling towards you. Arros has... You blinked for a second and appeared at the bottom of this crater. Jack... Whatever you... Arlo and Grim, also you appear on the edge of this crater. Not on the outside of it, but like whatever directly down from where you were. That's where you appear. And so you blink one time, and then boop, your feet are in the dirt, the freshly hewn earth, where it's completely flat. But you know, as the air comes into it, it kind of decompresses, coming up with no weight on top of it. So you're in this soft earth. Looking around you, you can see at the bottom of the crater, many hundreds of yards away from you, as Jack and Arros sitting at the bottom of the crater. When you look to your right at this point, but looking back towards the gate, you no longer see a gate. There's no town left there.
What do you see when you look back towards where the crater met the ocean?
That's what I was going to say. What you currently see now, where the crater met the ocean, is now the ocean.
Just the ocean,
not separated from you. It's like that moment.
Mama!
I don't know if you ever jumped off of something high, or you've fallen off of something that's higher than you wanted to.
Takes forever.
But like it's almost like there's a point where gravity decides to choose you, and that's what this is like. You see a flat wall of ocean before gravity remembers where it is and who it is and what its job is, and then the water begins to pour in, and just to the right of that, where the water starts to pour in, there is also a battalion of orc enemies from the Continental Army that are on the edge of this crater that are now falling in as the water rushes in. So there are people who are on the edge falling in. There are also orcs on the edge pointing down towards you, and they are hopping into this thing to come and grab you at this point. And there's a lot of things currently happening, and I will give you a minute to choose. You have some time before all this water rushes in. There's some distance between you and the water. It's not that far, but all this is beginning to happen in a split second whenever you appear at the bottom and Jack has released the button.
I grab Arros, throw him over my shoulder, activate Peerless Athlete, and start making 80-foot jumps.
Which way are you going?
Oh yeah, and I click together the boots of speed to activate them.
Okay, this is what
all
we're
of
doing.
Arros' bones just liquefy.
We have to get to Arlo to get out of here. So
that's where you're headed?
Yeah, headed straight for Arlo.
Okay, so yeah, did you react to that at all?
I said, okay, this is what we're doing.
All right.
Can I throw Arlo?
If you want.
I'm gonna
without
pick
letting
him
go.
up.
Wait, why are you throwing me?
Because I want you to get to them.
So what? I've got to get back out of the hole.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we have to make it to a tree.
Oh. There's no trees. That's not gonna
So I'm waiting for him to throw me off the edge. I'm like, no.
Wait, where are we gonna get trees?
We're farther away from the trees. The trees are on like the far side. Like if we're here,
I was told there is a forest nearby.
Yeah, it's on the other
outside
side
of town. Yeah,
it's we're on the
we gotta
side
get there.
of town.
All right. There is.
So wait, yeah, you explain that. I know
there's
that.
a forest over here.
I'm gonna head towards the forest then.
Okay.
But that forest is gone. We're like on the outskirts forest.
Yeah, so there's more trees that go off this way to the west. For those of you listening, there's plenty of forest to the west of the crater.
The dense forest.
West
That's the forest that just don't get it.
So
They
then
just don't understand.
we just start going west. Then I'm gonna sprint that way
Okay.
with you in tow.
Your sprint is like 20 feet.
It's 40 feet. Okay.
40 feet.
You're trudging through the dirt.
Which is that's
I trudge
Grim's
that
just
way.
natural pace. He's
Yeah.
just walking.
Can you do that while you're double exhausted?
My movement speed is halved, so it's naturally 40. Now it's 20. So it's,
Back
dash
up to
is
where
40.
it is. Yeah.
All right, so you guys can hear the sound of like coming for you.
The water is starting to come in?
Yeah, it's starting to come in.
Okay,
fill the
but
bowl.
it hasn't caught y'all yet.
No,
Jack
it
is
would
just
catch you
boing,
first.
boing, boing.
Gotcha.
You guys are
Like a
closer to the
flea.
ocean than they are.
Gotcha. Okay.
A flea.
Yeah, the flea.
As I flee from certain doom.
I
Okay.
don't know if I can hear anything.
So I am going to passenger
Water
myself.
breathing.
Oh shoot, I don't know if I can.
I don't know if you can. I am going to passengerize myself. Grim, we got to make sure to get to a big old tree. Biggest tree you can find. We got to get there.
You're on my shoulders.
Yeah, okay. Sure. This is like Kid at the Zoo ride right here. Whee!
Can do. I'll try, I guess.
I can create more water.
If y'all can get close to me...
I'm grabbing his ears like reins, like, come on, come on.
If y'all get close to me, Aura of Alacrity will spread to y'all, and you get plus 10 to movement speed.
I will not make it by the time you get to those trees.
Well, fortunately for you, you're making your way around kind of the edge of the bowl, instead of trying to go completely upward. So you're able to make pretty decent time. So, Jack, it doesn't take you very long to bound. How long does your stuff last?
10 minutes for Peerless Athlete and 10 minutes for the Boots of Speed.
Okay, so yeah, you're well within your time to get to the edge of this crater. And you hop up the final thing, you grab it with one hand, push yourself up onto the edge, and you are now in the forest. What's funny is that some of the trees, as you look left and right, are just completely cut in half. Like you see the center of the tree, completely gone. Who knows what happened to that on the inside of the orb? I don't know, but some of those trees are just completely sliced in half from where the radius had or the dome had gone to.
How much time do I have left on my boots? Can I have a pin? A pin.
Sorry. A pin?
It probably took you 5 minutes to get out of the crater. So you got half left, we'll say.
Okay.
I hope I hope this show never gets famous enough where people start going back to do math.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're listening to this 10 years in the future, it's not worth your time.
Math doesn't exist in the future.
Stop, you're going to ruin the fun.
Our later episodes in season 16, they're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We finally dialed in the audio. I don't know why I'm looking at this camera. It's not pointed at me.
Bryce, just look right here. Just look right here to the back of that camera.
We need to have one of those 360 cameras. What we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fish eye.
You're doing it again.
Jack, when you and Arros,
Okay.
Better now?
Arros, also you experience the feeling of Jack lifting you and heaving you onto the edge of this crater, and you are now standing there. Both of you look to your left, and you can see your compatriots, Arlo riding atop Grim, running across the edge of the bowl as the ocean begins to fill up the bottom of the bowl, and they are barely getting around the edge before the water takes them and rushes them down to the bottom. There are a bunch of orcs and orc mages and people of warfare sliding down the side of the cliff and going into the toilet bowl underneath. There are arrows flying towards them. This is almost like Pirates of the Caribbean when Jack Sparrow comes running down the beach and all the tribal people are chasing after him. There are javelins flying towards them. There are, maybe even a couple fireballs landing around them. Like it's a big deal happening over
behind
there.
Behind trees.
If they're in a bowl, can I jump way out and fall close to their location? I have the feather falling boot, so I won't die.
I won't die.
Yeah, you can try.
I want to get as close to them as possible and get them in the area of effect of my movement speed.
Do you want to talk to Arros about this before you do it?
Arros, stay here. I'm here. I want to hand him the orb because we have to take that, right?
Yeah. The orb now contains everything that's gone.
I was trying to remember if it went some juices on the camera.
It's all good.
As soon as you do that, I just try to block it so if someone actually does see it,
stand by that huge tree over there and just wait for us. I'm gonna try and get them back.
Understood.
Okay, you've put that into your pocket. Jack, I picture you back up into the trees and grab two of them, one with each arm, and pull yourself forward and run, and then leap off of the edge. You come flying.
It's like the Hulk jump.
Yeah. You come flying out over the dome or the bowl. You can see the dirt clods and things rumbling down underneath Grim's footsteps as he trudges towards you. And Grim, as you look into the sky, you see Jack in his coat and his armor glinting in the sunlight. just like his other self jumped off the tower onto the crane. You see him flying, and he lands 50 feet ahead of you, and he's running towards you now.
Which tower?
Remember at the very beginning, the tower of that bridge when you jumped off of it onto a horse?
Yeah, I jumped onto a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Say?
A crane.
Why did I say that?
I don't know.
I was like, wait a minute.
That was remember the campaign we had a couple campaigns ago where we did the New York thing?
Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. That was Josh's thing, right?
No, I was making up that. I don't know what I'm talking
somebody
about.
Jumped out of a collapsing building.
That was me.
And it was awesome.
Jumped out of the collapsing building into a bottomless pit.
Yeah. I was Strumley Bodine for that, I believe.
Yep. Good times.
Anyway, my coat flaps like that.
Anyway.
If you had been there, it'd be just like that.
Yeah.
But anywho.
Can I make a stealth check?
Sure.
To stealthily hang out in one
spot.
Oh,
yeah. How cool is it that, like, Jack is jumping out of the woods as he, like, does the sneaky handoff to Arros as Arros, like, tucks it into his shirt and
just, like, slowly go back.
Tricksters into the woods. So cool.
Let's see how good
pulls his hood up.
Okay, I don't do that good. It's on the tree.
That's okay. You hide yourself pretty effectively in the woods.
Nice.
So you land. You trip a little bit, slip, put down a leg, and begin to slide down the earth. And then you run towards your compatriots. And Grim and Arlo, of course, you see him land directly in front of you.
I don't know what Jack. I don't know what Juice is doing.
All right, guys. Come on. You should be able to move a little bit faster now.
Right, come on. Let's go.
Okay. We book it 10 feet faster.
Okay.
I'm like pointing into the tree line, like, we got to get over there. That big one right there. That big one.
All right. You guys do it. You guys are running, effectively running. You know how to run, so you're doing quickly. Jack,
I'm passengering.
Do you stay with them to kind of slow yourself down to move?
Jack, where's Arros?
He's up at the top of the bowl.
We got to get him before we get out of here.
He's near the trees. We're headed that way anyway.
All right, we got to find him.
I know where he is. Just follow me.
All right.
Doing my best.
I like try to turn Grim's head to like steer him a little bit.
I slap Arlo.
I got an idea.
I go for the thumb.
Big toe.
Same thing. Oh, lick it.
For those of you who listen to this show, Bryce pretended to give a wet willy to Grim, and then they suggest using the big toe for that wet willy.
I love how everything calmed down for a moment as you gave your golf announcer kind of description.
Yeah.
We are describing a wet willy.
Please stop making me laugh, otherwise every character is going to have the hiccups. Anyway, you guys make it to the edge. The bowl is filling up. The water is at your heels at this point, filling with the ocean. You can smell the salty brine. You can also hear the screams and the wails of these people or these orcs who are stuck in there that are now being eaten by predatory animals, sharks and whatnot. There's blood in the water at this point. There's fireballs firing up at you. There are people drowning. There are siege machines swirling in this bowl. There's all kinds of stuff underneath you as you climb up out of it and the water begins to fill. The three of you are now on the edge of the bowl. The two of you look to your left and right, see trees split in half, the aftermath of this orb consuming the land underneath it. And you're there. You're there in the forest.
So hundreds of feet underground, we're not going to be in soil and stuff like that anymore. We're going to be down into like bedrock, like huge stones and things like that. Is there anything?
Probably an aquifer.
Anything cool down here?
Well,
is there like chunks of planium or anything?
You're up top now.
No, we took the whole mine.
I don't know, but I mean,
there's a civilization of mole men.
There's a little bit.
Nothing that you can see quickly enough to grab.
Darn it. Okay.
There's plenty of interesting stuff inside that water if you want to go get it.
I'm going back.
Click. The teeth. The teeth.
Dang it.
No, in the orb.
No, the teeth are inside the orb.
That's what Arrow should have said to Kate, like, don't clean these teeth up. Jack's going to want those.
All right, so teeth. What do we do now?
I probably counted them. Nowhere.
Arrows appears out of nowhere as Grim says what he says.
Cool. I'm like tapping on the top of Grim's head, like tree.
I go to a tree. Never mind, I'm sitting down. Okay. I go to just any tree and grab it.
Gotcha.
All right, I want to like put two hands on the tree. All right, everybody ready?
Yep. What do we do?
All right. On the count of three, run into the tree. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, run into the tree. I cast the thing. So it is teleport via plants.
Cool. Tell us about it.
It lasts for 1 round, 6 seconds. Has a range of 10 feet. The spell creates a magical link between a large or larger inanimate plant, within range and another plant at any distance on the same plane of existence. You must have seen or touched the destination plant at least once before. For the duration, any creature can step into the target plant and exit from the destination by using 5 feet of movement.
Okay.
I do that.
Arros, you first.
Gotcha.
So
Okay, yeah.
I'm like tuning in to the destination for the big mighty oak in that garden that Briar grew up in Park.
Gotcha. So what I'm gonna tweak that a hair is that, remember the treant that you met that we named Trent back in Fark. Remember how he was at one point dormant and the people were trying to wake him up? I'm gonna call that an inanimate. He is currently in an inanimate state.
Cool.
Weren't the gnolls trying to wake him up?
The gnolls were trying to wake him up, yeah, sorry. But he was inanimate at that time. And I'm going to say that as you try to tune in, you detect that Trent, the treant, is inanimate and placed directly in the center of that garden now.
Yeah.
We about to fall out of his butt.
That was the last thing that happened is he, took root in the middle of the thing.
Yeah.
Sweet. We do that.
Okay.
So, and immediately afterwards, that connection is gone.
Okay. So, as soon as the spell happens, Jack says, Arlos or Arros. You Arros first?
Yep. He's got the orb.
Yep. He pushes you on your back, and you tumble out into a town that you've never been into, or in a place you've never been before. You've push your hands out being pushed. You put your hands out on the tree. All my hands appearing on the screen. You put your hands out to catch yourself just reflexively, but then they don't do anything, and you pass through the tree and end up rolling out onto the ground inside of a beautiful, lush garden. And then, so at that point, Jack, Arros is gone, and the three of you are left there for the briefest of seconds. If you do anything before you pass through the tree,
can I grab Jack and do the same thing?
Okay.
Blue-ska-dude right in there.
Gotcha. So Grim grabs Jack and leans forward, and the three of you fall through the tree, and all of you tumble out and land right beside Arlo in various states of disarray and being seated on the ground. And you can exhale a breath because there is no stink here. There are only sweet...
only what you bring with you.
There are only sweet smells. The air is calm. Birds are chirping. You can hear muffled conversations that are coming from beyond the hedges of this garden. There are trees. There are fruits. There are vegetables growing here. It is a beautiful, beautiful place that you find yourself in here today.
So then it finally worked.
Yeah.
And this is my biggest spell yet. I want to sit up and just take it all in for a second and realize, yep, we did it.
Yep.
Woo! It worked, boys. I told you it worked. It worked.
You did a good job.
We need to give credit to how much power this likely would have taken. I imagine the tree was shaking, Arlo's hair was standing up like he's about to get struck by lightning. He's like, this gonna be good.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I got both hands on the tree. I'm like,
all right, make yourself.
I can imagine that poor Trent's
yeah, make yourself present here with Arlo. He has just screamed in satisfaction.
I give him a pat and congratulations. And
Good job.
I get up off the ground.
yeah.
We didn't die. Juice, get down.
I think so, at least.
Arros, you still have the thing?
I got the thing. Don't do that.
Give me the thing.
Okay. I give it to him.
He gives you the orb, and you had currently possessed Moradin's tiny orb.
Again.
And thousands of lives.
Arros, welcome to Fark.
Fight?
Wait.
Yep.
Yeah.
Welcome to Fark.
Fight?
Fark.
Fark.
Did you say fuck?
Yeah. Jay, that's where you come from?
Yes. We don't have a garden like this.
Why not? Been here for, at least a little while.
Yeah. There's a lot that's different, Jack.
Apparently so. It's incredible. I don't know how you could get so much to grow in such a short period of time.
Well, come on. I'm going to get up. I'm going to stand up my whole, 3.5 feet of height. Come on. We'll show you around your own town for you.
Okay. Sounds good.
Hey, we got the orb, right? Got the bauble?
Yes.
Yes.
Never know.
Where do we supposed to, expand that? Are we supposed to put on a shelf somewhere?
No. There's a place in the woods.
Dig a hole.
Is it to the east or to the north?
It's to the north.
To the north.
We up there.
Yeah.
We have quite a ways to go. You got us.
But look,
I don't know how far, but
them folks in the orb, they're all right right now.
As far as we know,
We can go get a sandwich or something. I mean, should you shake it up and see if they're...
no. I'm going to go to sleep
You do that.
and rest.
You do that.
I recall, as soon as I got here, it wasn't long before I learned that my wife, Iris, she's not in this world anymore, correct?
That is correct.
I believe you're right.
I see.
But she, as far as we know, she is in yours.
Yes, she was fine last I saw her.
Right.
That couldn't have been more than a week ago. So much has happened. Oh, not that much time? Yeah.
Maybe a couple weeks.
Maybe a couple.
We got teleported to
We did a lot of traveling.
Yeah, that's true. We did have to walk the whole spine, or whatever, Bone Mountains.
Yeah, there's a good amount of travel in there and stuff.
We threw down at that party full of the people that are no
It
longer.
was just like a night, though.
Yeah.
We'll go
As far as we
2-ish
remember.
weeks.
All right, yeah. 2
Right.
weeks since then.
Well,
A
come on,
folks'
look.
night.
We'll see if you tell us anything that's different around here.
That man right there.
What man?
I don't know.
Oh, he's hideous.
As you guys look around, it's early evening here in Fark. There are a few different changes that you can see from inside of this garden. First of all, that you can look around on all the roofs of the buildings that used to be just like regular old wooden homes and different shacks and different things that you might find in this sort of town of this time period, kind of medievally time period we're picturing, fantasy time period. All the roofs are now covered in these living grasses. It's not like thatch or anything like there's soil and some grass on top of all the roofs.
An earthen roof.
And they emit kind of this weird magical aura a little bit. That you can't really tell, but if you look closely, maybe you can see. There's smoke emanating from several chimneys, and of course the community garden that you're inside. You know, it has full of these lush greens and large blooms and plump fruits. And of course, at its center, standing next to you, is a familiar tree. The huge and mighty treant that you met before that helped you defeat some of the orcs that were chasing you down, named Trent. That was so kindly dubbed Trent here in Fark. But that is what you see here.
Why is there a big, huge tree?
What's going on, Trent? Appreciate the assistance.
He helped us.
A tree?
Yes.
Arlo, why are you talking to a tree?
Wow.
Tree he's talking to.
That's so weird that you and I are the only two original people now.
Isn't it?
That's funky.
Hey, I'm still the original.
You're the original
Carcass.
you, but you're not the original our you.
No one... Okay, we're going to speak to this tree, I guess.
We investigated a murder, and it ended up with us fighting with gnolls and
Assassination?
people. No,
I learned how to spell
the
Dale Children.
assassination was... Well, yeah, there was that.
Yep.
All
in all, a positive.
The tree threw some rocks.
Big
a lot
ones.
of orcs died.
A lot of them.
All's well that ends well.
What if it?
Okay, let's say that tree did do that.
Yep.
It did.
It did?
You have
was
a
there for
tail.
that.
You're born literally of a hellish bloodline. You want to talk about a tree throwing rocks? That's crazy for you.
And
we just sucked up what, half a continent?
And we're not going to talk about a tabaxi.
What?
I mean, not tabaxi. Khajiit. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
Khajiit Skyrim. What are you talking about?
None of them are cat people.
Tabaxi. Although,
You were a cat person in your other game.
no, don't. They don't exist in this world.
No,
They do.
Tabaxi exists. Yeah, Tabaxi's the cat folk.
Okay, and we're not going to talk about tabaxis.
No.
They're
What
not
are we-
demons.
What are we... Yeah.
They're like cats, except human form.
Yeah, but you were marveling at the fact that this tree threw rocks. And you're making my point. There are cat people here.
Now
you cast spells.
So while
trees aren't supposed to do anything.
We just teleported across the ocean.
Okay, you got a good point.
While they're having this discussion,
killed a god, sort of.
I can see Arlo's like going over to one of the branches, and it's like one of these secret like handshake kind of things.
Oh yeah,
well, I'm confused. Then what did you do with the gnolls?
We kind of brought peace.
Well, yeah.
We investigated things and we found out what was going on, and we instituted some heavy peace.
Heavy
peace.
But
you were being liberated. Do not resist.
To be fair, Grim. Now this is one of the few circumstances where we left the scene better than what will come in.
That's a sad truth.
How did you manage to broker peace with a bunch of animals that killed?
There was a lot of bloodshed.
They did not actually. It was this whole big plot. We killed a guy, and then we uncovered some stuff that he was doing, and then
dead children.
Yeah, we brought the Gnoll Chief here. I have his horn. I'll pull out the horn.
He's
they didn't do it. They didn't do it.
There was an owlbear.
There was an owlbear. That happened.
Yep.
So Jack is like floored at this.
What, you don't have owlbears where you come from?
No, we do.
But no.
The whole reason I joined the Paladin Order was to fight back the gnolls. I must have slaughtered dozens of them, and you're saying they didn't do anything?
They didn't do anything.
They didn't. And you did not do none of that around here.
That's true. So you're going to see all those people that you killed again.
Now, Grim, on the other hand, he
about blunt.
I did do that. I raised some of their bones.
I watched him.
That was a different time.
The smell was terrible.
Maybe you shouldn't be saying all of that in front of him.
Did you at least manage to save the mayor?
Okay.
The mayor?
Yes.
No, you delivered the mayor over to the authority.
We dethroned the mayor.
Did we kill him, though? I forget.
No, he's not dead. He might be, though.
Yeah, he might
be. We nearly lost him in my world, but
we got us a
luckily, Briar sacrificed himself to save the mayor.
No.
He did what now?
Yes, there's a statue of Briar in the middle of town where you have a magnificent garden. There's a big dwarf statue.
Dang, I bet that's a lot of shade.
Yeah.
It's quite impressive.
Well, Briar is he runs the show around here now.
Yes.
At least for the time being, I expect. But
when we left, that's what was going on.
So the mayor didn't make it?
The mayor was involved in the crimes. So we did the proper thing. Deposed is a good word. How do you know that word?
I know words. I just don't know how to put them together good.
It's also.
Look.
Oh, God.
You can sort it out over...
Every single one of them.
No, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Come on, let's see if we can find some of them. We'll meet you.
That's a bad idea. I said it earlier, but that was just a blow.
Yeah.
That was impact, and that's all that purpose.
I've been sitting all day. I think I'm gonna I'll be back later.
Yeah, I'm kind of useless too.
I'm just gonna kind of walk off.
I'm kind of useless.
In the direction of my butcher shop.
Hey, Graham.
Yes.
You think he knows his shop's all closed up?
No, but he can figure that one out.
The party is safe and sound in Fark for now. Will it be the respite they deserve? Will they finally get to chill out for a few episodes? Who knows? Find out next week on Dungeon Boys.